Well, Steve, this really simplifies the issue to that one basic, simple question. Should voters have to present a photo ID to cast a ballot? There is nothing in this proposal that was submitted today and filed that actually defines what kind of ID with a photo would be acceptable. Republicans have tried this before. The 2013 Voter Integrity and Verification Act mandating voter ID and changing other election rules on issues like early voting and voter registration. A federal court ruling that act unconstitutional. So what better way to try again than to make voter ID part of North Carolina's Constitution?
And guess who gets to decide that? The voters of this state. And I'm never worried about putting an issue to the voters.
A constitutional amendment requiring more than a simple majority of votes in the General Assembly, something Republicans have in both the House and Senate. Governor Roy Cooper cannot veto this. House Speaker Tim Moore calling voter ID a common sense issue to protect against voter fraud, even if there's no evidence of any major schemes in North Carolina to cheat.
It's like saying because nobody wrote any speeding tickets today, nobody sped. Well, they probably did speed. So the reality is if we're going to insist on integrity in the elections, why not require the simple process of somebody showing a photo identification?
Common sense or not, requiring documentation to vote is quite common in the United States. 34 states either requiring or recommending some form of ID at the polls. 7 states, including 3 of North Carolina's neighbors, having strict photo ID laws. North Carolina is actually in the minority, one of only 16 states that does not require any documentation to vote.
We can see the states and the laws where the U.S. Supreme Court and the federal courts have said that this is the way to do it.
Many Democrats and civil rights organizations quickly condemning the voter ID proposal as voter suppression.
The voter ID provisions are targeted at restricting African American voting. We've been down that road in the South before.
Wake County Representative Greer Martin leading the state's Democratic campaigns this November. He expects this issue to be a major draw to the polls.
The voters themselves out there whose rights are being threatened by voter ID are well aware of this threat because the Republicans have already tried to take away their voting rights as it is.
Speaker Moore expects this to go to committee next week, and the first votes could be by the end of the week. But with Republican supermajorities in both the House and Senate, it is all but assured this will appear on the ballot in November 2018. We are live here on Jones Street. Jonah Kaplan, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.